Audit of the branch office accounts. Subsection 8 of the Section 143 of the Companies Act 2013 prescribes the duties and powers of the company's auditor with reference to the audit of the branch and the branch auditor. How branch auditor should deal with the audit of the branch, how he should cooperate with the principal auditor. We can understand by one question. There is one question in RTP. Raj Limited has a branch office which maintains its separate books of accounts. So branch office maintains separate books of account. Statutory audit of Raj Limited and its branch office conducted by two separate firms of CS. So there is a one principal auditor and the branch auditor. Raj Limited being the company with the head office, its statutory auditors always intervene the work of statutory auditors of the branch office. Due to this, audit completion takes longer period. Due to the company's internal policies, they need to continue with the two separate auditors for head office and branch office. Please explain the aspects related to the responsibilities and reporting and responsibilities of parent auditor, that is auditor of HO, and the branch office auditor. The crux of the question is explain the aspect related to the reporting and responsibility of the parent auditor and the branch auditor. Reporting responsibility of parent auditor and the branch office auditor. So as I said, subsection 8 of the Section 143 of the Companies Act 2013 prescribe the duties and powers of the company's auditor with reference to the audit of the branch and the branch auditor. Where a company has a branch office, the accounts of that office shall be audited either by the auditor appointed by the company under the Companies Act 2013 or by any other person qualified for appointment as an auditor of the company. So branch can be audited by the statutory auditor, that is appointed by the company as per Companies Act. This can be done by statutory auditor by himself. This is a branch can be audited by the statutory auditor or any other person qualified under Companies Act 2013. This is with regard to the appointment. What if branch is situated in country outside India? If it is branch is situated outside India, the accounts of the branch office shall be audited either by the company's auditor or by an accountant or by any other person duly qualified to act as an auditor of the accounts of the branch office in accordance with the laws of that country. So if it is a branch is outside India, auditor or accountant or any other person, again one more time, any other person duly qualified to act as an auditor of the accounts of the branch office in accordance with the laws of that country. That is, which, for example, in Switzerland branch is there, that country's accountant as qualified, he can audit the branch. So one more point is noted that the branch auditor shall prepare a report on the accounts of the branch. That is very normal. Whatever he examines, whatever examined by him, he has to report on the accounts and send it to the auditor of the company, who shall deal within it in his report in such manner as he considers necessary. So branch auditor should send his report to the statutory auditor, that is a head office auditor. Rule 12 of the company's rules 2014. So first we dealt with the section 143 subsection 8 of the Companies Act 2013. Now rules, company rules also applicable. Rule 12. Section 143 subsection 8 is over. Rule 12 of the Companies Rules 2014, that is audit and auditors rules. The branch auditor shall submit his report to the company's auditor, and reporting of fraud by the auditor shall also extend to such branch auditor to the extent it relates to the concerned branch. So branch auditor shall submit his report to the company's auditor, that is one thing, and in case of fraud also he has to submit. So we are considering in the point of audit, whenever we do work based on audit, essay is should come. So in this, which essay will be applicable? Essay 600, using the work of another auditor. Using the work of another auditor. Who is another auditor? Branch auditor. So when the accounts of the branch are audited by a person other than the company's auditor, that is other than the head office auditor, that time there should not be any misunderstanding. There should be a clear understanding of the roles of such auditor and the company's auditor in relation to the audit of the accounts of the branch. So there is a great necessity for a proper rapport between these two auditors for the purpose of effective audit. Correct? If there is a no rapport, no coordination, there will be conflict. So ICI came up with the SA 600, using the work of another auditor. So it makes very clear that in certain situation the statute governing the entity may confer a right on the principal auditor to visit the component and examine the books of account. Principal's auditor duty to see everything, correct? Even the branch. Ultimate judgment on the financial position is depend upon the principal auditor, so he can examine and visit the branch also. So it allows, SA 600 allows to visit the branch and examine the books of the branch. So principal auditor would normally be entitled to rely on the work of such auditor, that is branch auditor. So principal auditor can rely the work of another auditor, that is branch auditor, unless there are special circumstances to make it essential for him to visit the component, that is a branch, to examine the books of account and other records of the said component. So first of all, he can rely on the branch auditor report. If there is a special circumstances, he can visit the branch. Further, it requires the principal auditor should perform procedure to obtain appropriate, sufficient and appropriate audit evidence that works of the other auditor is adequate for the principal auditor's purposes in the context of specific assignment. When using the work of another auditor, the principal auditor should ordinarily perform the following procedure. There are two procedures principal auditor should perform with regard to branch auditor using the work of the branch auditor. No need to write branch auditor, we will use another auditor, as SA says, when using the work of another auditor. So first thing, advice. Two things also, advise only. Advice by the principal auditor to the branch auditor, another auditor. Advice and advice. What is the first advice? The first advice is advise the other auditor, that is a branch auditor, of the use that is to be made of the other auditor's works and report, and make sufficient arrangements for coordination of their efforts at the planning stage of the audit. They have to sit together and make a plan and arrange the coordination with regard to the making the report and the arrangement for the work of the auditor. So principal auditor would inform the other auditor of the matters such as areas require special consideration. You have to look this part of the work, this part of the procedure, you have to look that special consideration will be advised, and procedure for the identification of the intercomponent transaction that may require disclosure, and timetable for the completion of the auditor, nature, timing and extent. Second advice is other auditor of the significant accounting, auditing, reporting requirements and obtain representation as to compliance with them. So principal auditor should advise the other auditor of the significant accounting, auditing, reporting. These requirements should be advised. Even though branch auditor knows, principal auditor should advise the other auditor of the significant accounting, auditing, reporting requirements and obtain representation as to compliance with them. Branch auditor will comply with these. He has to take representation. These are the two procedures. So we looked into section 143 subsection 8, then rule 12, then SA 600. So at last the principal auditor might discuss with the other auditor the audit procedures applied or review a written summary of the auditor's procedures and findings, which may be in the form of completed questionnaire or checklist. The principal auditor may also wish to visit the other auditor. Nature, timing and extent of procedure will depend on the circumstances of the engagement and the principal auditor's knowledge of the professional competence of the other auditor. This knowledge may have been enhanced from the review of the previous audit work of the auditor. So what and all should cover in your answer? Section should cover rule 12, should cover SA 600 using the work of another auditor, and the procedures. So section 8, subsection 8, section 143 talks about prescribe the duties and the powers of the company's auditor with reference to the audit of the branch and the branch auditor. Rule 12 about the submission of the report to the company's auditor and the fraud. In case of fraud also they have to report using the work of another auditor. we will come up to the right of the on the principal to visit the component and examine the books of account and other records set component if he thinks it necessary, unless there are special some circumstances make it essential for him to visit the component or to examine the books of account. It requires that the principal auditor should perform the procedure to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Principal auditor should ordinarily perform the following procedure: advise the other auditor of the use that is to be made of the other auditors' work and report make it sufficient arrangement for coordination and of their efforts at planning stage of the audit. Second, advise the other auditor of the significant accounting, auditing, reporting requirements and obtain a representation as to compliance with them. So this is the reporting and responsibility of the parent auditor and the branch office auditor. So in your this is all about the branch audit. You have to write the appointment, then the section, Companies Act, then rules, then essay include principal auditor procedure. So this is with regard to the audit of the branch accounts. Thank you.